Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. I am the real Josh T, and Jake has been replaced by Hermione, who we like to call Miney. It's great to have you all back today. It's good to see you. It's good to be back. And I think let's just get into some very quick introductions. Mr. Jake, why don't you tell everybody a little something about yourself and your dog and who you are and where they can find you, and what did your character want to be when they grew up?
Well, my name is Jake. This is my dog Hermione. She is in the middle of trying to stick her tongue literally up my nose. Sometimes she actually does accomplish that, and it feels like she's licking my brain. It's weird. Anyways, I played Vale, who is the Elven Fighter Warlock. And what did he want to be when he grew up? Oh my gosh. Not weird. I think is probably a good answer for that. He wanted to be accepted. That's probably the best answer I have.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. So I'm
a lot
gonna go
of people
with that.
just want to be accepted.
Do I tag someone? Should I tag someone? I'll tag someone. Let's
Tag
go.
somebody.
Let's go with the D20. D4. 4. Michael.
All right. My name is David, also known as Master Yoda. I am, and I play Mac. And Mac wanted to be the best assassin in the land ever since he was a wee little child. And I will pass it off to Izzy.
It's nice to see people living out their dreams.
He is, that's why he'll do whatever he can to help, because that's just his dream.
Love that.
I'm Izzy. I play Melly. Melly's dream, I think it was to be a cow breeder. He wanted to breed the prettiest cows in all the land. Pass it on to Evan.
What's up? I'm Evan, also known as Evbo, also known as itsevbo. I play Echo, the halfling monk, and I can't answer this question.
Wait.
Because
why?
Because this would not be the way or time to answer that question.
Evan Bow.
It would not be fair. It would not be fair to Echo's story to answer this question.
Okay.
In this format right now, so I cannot answer it.
All right. Respect. Okay.
I like it.
RESPCDB.
Josh, what did you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know, man.
All right, how about answer the same question, but for every NPC you've ever played?
Everyone.
I think I've always just wanted to find a nice mountain in Pennsylvania to live on unbothered, and not necessarily Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania was always the one that came to mind because it was still close to family in New York. Just kind of live and not worry about people, because I don't like people traditionally, but I like you people, and I like you people who showed up in chat. It's great to see you.
Aw.
So on that note, I think Jake has an announcement. Right?
Oh yeah, I could do that. So you may notice in the bottom corner, not the one that has a J&J logo, ttrpgoverlay.com is a website that I just launched. I did a lot of work on it this week. There are now 9 graphic overlay packs, as well as 12 total, 3 free, 9 paid, as well as an article there. So if you know somebody, or if you're watching this and you would like to run your own D&D stream, but you don't know what you're doing and you need graphic overlays, I got a bunch of them, and I feel like I want to steal the Men's Warehouse slogan and just say, "You're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee it."
Just change it to You're gonna like the way your stream looks. I guarantee it.
Yeah. It's
It'll
exactly
totally
what I
work.
said. It's-
Yeah,
They're simple and clean looks like this, but just with, you and your content are special. We're gonna help you see that. That's a good tagline.
I like it.
Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, go check that out. There's Twitter. I started an Instagram literally today, but there's no images. But if you want to follow TTRPG Overlay, it's the same on both sites. So go do that. And yeah, that's it for announcements. Oh, and the JnJ video, we did the bonus action combat action economy video. We were talking about how you could basically, there are certain bonus actions that are basically like action surge every round, particularly for people that play this class and this class. And then this week upcoming, we're going to do a video on reactions. So, good stuff there. And I will, see, those are excellent reactions, good thumbnail reactions right there. All you have to do is go and point, and you got it. Exactly.
All the reactions.
That's how you do it. And then, like Josh always says, if something makes you laugh, clip your favorite moment. I stepped on Josh's toes. Josh normally does that. But yeah, clip your favorite moments from today, because that's good. Remember them and laugh again or cry again, like the video on Twitter showed.
Yeah, that was we had to say goodbye, La.
Goodbye, La. Yeah.
Goodbye, La. Bye bye, as Evan would say. But let's see. I think there's one thing I want to mention which I thought was kind of funny. It was I had tweeted out a little thing for people to vote on that is gonna have some serious repercussions in the show. I don't know when people are gonna find out what that means, but you will find out what it means. And I love that you guys play along, and everybody was pretty much on board to say yes. They didn't know what they were saying yes to. I thought about like following it up with here's a little bit more context. You change your mind,
What fun is saying no if you don't even know? If you're not going to know what you're saying yes or no to, you have to say yes.
I was curious to see if no one would respond to it, because it was like they're like, this is like stressful, but you know what? You all have an impact on the game, and I will try to do more polls and stuff that'll let you guys have some say over the game. So make sure you follow JnJtabletop on Twitter. And the next one won't be so like yes or no. It'll have a little bit more to it. Let's see. Any specific announcements that we need to announce? I know that our Mr. Bo over here had a wonderful stream last night. That was a lot of fun to watch. I don't know if you have anything else going on potentially that you want to shout out.
I do, but just because of the way I'm trying to do things with it, I can't really nail down specific days yet, but I'm going to be doing something not dissimilar with somebody else. I think we're going to try to do more of that same thing that we did again with Evan and I. But again, it's specific dates are tough just because of what I'm doing right now in the middle of the moving process. So I can't ever guarantee a certain day will work until I, really nail it down. So just follow me on Twitter if you don't already. I'll be posting stuff there, and we'll do more stuff, because holy crap, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was great. And if you weren't there when Evan says that thing, basically he played a game, this time Dark Souls 3, and you could basically buy coins to use those coins to have an effect on the game, whether it's sending them into another New Game Plus, or putting them in anime mode where they move super fast, putting them down to 1 hit point. It was a really fun ride. So definitely keep an eye on his Twitter, and JnJ, as long as we see the tweet, we'll retweet it. So you'll see it there too, probably. Should I share the silly thing that I shared with all of you before we started? I think it's funny.
I've already forgotten, but I say yes.
You
I'm
shit
gonna be
yourself?
getting a
Oh,
haircut.
yes,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna be getting a haircut this week,
No,
but
no.
one time only.
You do that, and you can't come back from that.
He can't hear it, but it's his little Joshy bun.
Could you see it? Or was
Yes.
it too? Okay.
Yeah, I saw.
Just remember, you can't come back from that, and it's out there forever now.
That's all right. it's fine.
That's what the internet be.
I definitely. Oh, never mind. I don't want to give any more information about where I'm going and why I definitely don't want to have that haircut there. But we could talk more about that off stream, I guess. But anyway, yeah, like Jake said, clip your favorite moments, and without further ado, let's get into a little recap. So, last time and last week on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions, we had our party who had just gone through and they just fought all of these cultists and killed them. They were a little bit too late, and the cultists were able to break one of the chains that were holding back the chained oblivion. Of course, that's Theron's Dune. After which, Vale had a little conversation with his Spooky Johnson. We'll just say he had a conversation with Spooky Johnson, and he was told, "Good job, you killed them. You killed every last one of them, and now there are no witnesses." Kind of weird. It's like, yes, killing these people is a good thing, but like, I don't know. What was that second half? I don't know. I guess we'll find out more about that. But after that, he told the group kind of felt some type of way about it, but they continued on, had some conversations on their journey, and they made it back to Bysaeus Teal. Now, they had gone in disguises, and Mac just slammed on the door to Oscar's Oddities. And eventually, Oscar came in, opened the door, let them in, and as all of them walked into the room, their disguises or their invisibility immediately was dismissed, and they went back to their normal forms, except for Mac, notably. But Oscar went through, had some conversations with the group. He talked to them a little bit about what had happened. He saw the ashes. He heard the news of the chains breaking, one of the chains breaking. And he gave Echo the box. So, Oscar, returning from the room to bring out tea for the rest of the group. And Echo on the other side of the room kind of fiddling with this box. I think we'll come back to there right now. What emotion do you think Echo is feeling, if that's a fair question to ask, as he now has the box in his hands, and is working towards that same goal that he was so long ago, it seems. It was, I guess in game time it was a couple days, but it feels like so long ago.
So internally, I'll say this. Externally, he appears to mostly just be kind of hyper-focused on getting this thing open. Almost like he's just completely blanking out the world and like totally focused on getting this thing done. A keen eye would notice that his hands are shaking a little, and that his body language is not, as strong as it might typically be. He's feeling pretty shaken, because I think we've danced around you know, a certain topic since Vale's patron said what he said, and they kind of like had alluded to the idea of who Vale's patron might be, and Echo's sitting pretty strongly in the camp of like, I think that we just, you know, helped him clean up. I'm positive that we just got used, and this is somebody who he hates. You know, the chained oblivion is a thing that he hates, and he doesn't hate a lot, because this is the thing that hurt Ayun, the thing that gravely wounded her. So he definitely feels a type of way about it. So I think, like I said, to an outside observer, he's maybe a little distant but focused, but internally he's like sick to his stomach and just needs an answer now more than ever. So he's trying to, like, he's looking at this box as like hope, but in a desperate way, like something that he needs to open. Long-winded answer, but that's where he's at.
That's totally fine. I like long-winded answers. So let's see. I just gotta find.
I feel like you've communicated that fairly well in his demeanor. Echo strikes me as very introverted, so he's been very, I think, withdrawn for the most part.
He tries to do that intentionally because of his time in the temple. You know, a lot of time it's like, you know, try not to let emotions, you know, run your decisions whenever you can. You know, like, just take a moment, like, observe everything, lay it all out, and then like logically come to your conclusions. But that's something that he's struggled with because a lot of his life has been pretty emotional, emotionally charged. So especially when there's a lot of things that he cares about on the line right now. He's, you know, it's not so easy.
That's very well said. So let's, I guess, the two places we left off at, we had Echo looking over the puzzle box, and we had the rest of the group kind of waiting for Oscar to return, and he had just returned with the tea. So I guess, who wants to go first?
I mean, with the tea,
Like-
is that what you mean?
Like, do we want to? I'll leave it to you four. Should we see where Echo's at with the box, or should we? You know what? We're gonna see where Echo's at with the box. I'll leave
Yeah,
it
let's
to
do
you
that.
guys. Open up the map screen, por favor. So, for those not watching, Echo is kind of looking at this box, and the top of the box basically has some triangles in each of the four corners that appear to be like a different kind of wood, almost like they're sectioned out. Like, and then there's a circle in the middle with an arrow on it. And on the left side, on the top, on the bottom, and on the right side, there's a cutout. The left side has some sort of globe, which, even though you might think it looks like North America.
Yeah.
You would be wrong, as it is Alexandria, which is the planet on which this game takes place. On the top, there appears to be some sort of open book. On the right side, there is a flame, and on the bottom, it's empty. Do you? What's Echo's process for like looking through like puzzle stuff like this? Like, would he focus on like, say this box, right? Is he gonna focus on this top section, right? Like immediately put all of his attention on there? Is he gonna look around the whole box first before he tries to go into anything, or like what does that look like?
So his first step is pretty much always data gathering.
Mhm.
You know, if there was anything in particular that like that he was able to like connect dots with on that first surface, where it's like, oh well, you know, the symbolism of this plus this makes sense, so let me try something with that. Then probably, but otherwise I think he would try to examine as much of this box as possible before actually doing anything. I think he would definitely look over each side.
Each side. Okay. All right. So then, as you kind of turn it around the opposite side. Ooh. That's weird. Why does it have a gray screen? Does it have a gray screen for all of you, or just? There we go. It's
Just
back.
took a moment to load.
So the reverse side has three kind of almost looks like they should be knobs, but they're recessed into the wood itself, with 4 letters on each of them. the 2 top letters of the knob on the left is SE, bottom are RT. The middle, it's SM on top, UA on the bottom. The right side, it's PO on top and ND on the bottom. Just for anyone who's listening and not watching. Echo on another side of the box. There's just a large engraving and depiction of a Sphynx, and the other sides appear to be kind of blank.
Okay, so the main face has all of those the main face has those little inscriptions on it, the book, the flame, the globe, and the empty face, and those 4 pieces that appear to be of a different make. One of the other faces has those knobs or those little indentations, and the other has that Sphynx engraving. That's essentially it.
That is essentially it.
Okay. Okay. I think the next thing that Echo would do, especially after seeing the Sphynx engraving, he would pull out that Sphynx coin, and just re-examine it, just to see if there was anything maybe that either something that he could like press the coin into, or something maybe engraved on it that he didn't notice before that might offer some sort of extra information. But yeah, that would be the next thing.
As you look at it, it appears to be made of like a similar material, like a compatible material, we'll say. It at this time, it doesn't look like there's anywhere that you would be able to put it. But it's definitely like similar craftsmanship, similar art style. But you
Okay. All right. So if there's not a particular if there's nothing that seems to be working with that at the time, I think probably the first thing that he would do, because it grabs the most attention, would be looking at that arrow on the main face of the box, we'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
And is it currently facing the book like it is in the
Yes, it is.
drawing?
It is.
Okay.
It's pointing straight up towards the book right now. As you kind of like run your hands along it, it feels like it's kind of stuck in that position. But while you're trying to like kind of gauge whether you could move that or not, you realize that that kind of the circle, that the I don't know what to call this shape, the circular shape that like pops out on on all sides and has the globe and the book and the flame and stuff. It looks like you could kind of pop that piece off.
Interesting. Okay. So yeah, I think he would try to remove that piece.
Yes, you are able to remove that piece, and you can see it's just kind of like it's recessed, just enough for you to fit the piece back in. But you could turn it, pop it back. You could try to fit it, however. So
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think Echo is going to rotate it 180 degrees so that the arrow would be pointing at the blank face, and press it back in place.
Cue the elevator music.
Yeah, sorry. So as you pull it out and kind of move it and turn it around, you are able to pop it back into place, and as you do so, you hear a kind of like pop on the other side of the box. The other side of the box being the one that had the knobs, we'll say, like the letters rather.
Okay, so he will certainly look at that side of the box.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like the basically all three of these have kind of popped out, so that you could turn them left and right. Well, because of Fantasy Grounds limitations, you could turn them right.
Okay.
But
Interesting. I can actually interact with them. That's fun.
you could actually interact with them. So and now you will. Yeah. So actually, if you right click the token, no,
yeah,
you know what?
rotate right.
There's a rotate left and right on it actually.
Yes.
So you can interact with it in that way.
Okay.
And I will just say what I was laughing at before is that the intention was for anytime you turned it for the letters to stay upright, but obviously that, I mean, it is, while it is possible, it's we were not prepared for that, I'll say.
Yeah. I gotcha. All three of these popped out?
Yes.
Okay. So I think That's very interesting. Okay. I love this. But obviously, so the letters are not going to stay facing the way that they were intended to. So
Yeah. So
um,
you just kind of have to imagine that they're right set up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
okay. No. That's okay. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. Oh gosh, there's so much to this. I'm getting really like invested here.
Evan's in his
And
happy place.
I am, but I also want to. I'm trying to make this good content, and it's going to be a lot of like, All right.
What
Yeah,
is-
this,
what are you
this is
thinking?
kind of that's
So what I'm thinking, my process here, I'm assuming, is that there is an orientation for each of these knobs that will line up to read as a word multiple. I'm assuming a series of words across. Whether it's two sets of words or just kind of one long connected string of letters that may read as multiple words. I'm not entirely sure, but that's my best guess based on what we're looking at here. So wait. No, okay. I thought I had something for a second and I got really excited. Okay. So gosh, I don't know if I can do this quickly.
You don't have to do it quickly. We could pop to
I think that would be good.
yeah. So that was good, Skelly. That was quick. So Vale and Melly, Mac, you're all kind of hanging out by the table, I guess, and Oscar returns. Vale, it is canon that you noticed Echo was off to the side doing his own thing. You kind of heard him fiddling with it. I don't know if anyone else noticed. I just know it was specifically said that Vale noticed.
Yeah, I definitely think Val is kind of, I don't want to say hyper vigilant. That sounds like too negative of a connotation, but I think he's definitely paying a little more attention to Echo with everything that's going on and just that whole situation.
So Oscar has returned. He brings tea to the table, and he just says, "Please, take some." And he will hand. It's actually there are these. Actually, I wonder if I have. Bear with me 1 second, because I think I might have something cool to show as a representation of what Oscar actually brings you. Can you give me 1 second? Is that all right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
gonna bear with it.
Grin and bear it. Plus, we could talk about Josh's ponytail, which is
We
also good content.
Mm-hmm.
And we can go back to this and just let people see what Evan is thinking while.
Yes. But now I'm curious to know what everyone's favorite bear is.
Black bear is the best one.
I don't know.
It's canon. Which bear is best?
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Black bear. Something kind of grizzly, I think.
Yeah, polar bears are pretty great.
I do like snow things.
And they do weigh just enough to break the ice, so.
Did that.
Oh, Michael. Bam. Did the Evan sound effect for everybody. And Skelly, thank you for holding your tongue just in case you do have the answer. Evan, not because he's figured it out, but because he cheated, potentially.
Well, yeah, no, it's fine. I saw that, I saw in the chat.
Yeah.
And I apologize if I'm,
You're good. We can talk.
I'm very slow. I'm very
This is
slow
not
at this right now, and I feel weird about it. It's hard to like visualize it when the letters rotate, so that's where I'm like struggling a little bit. But that's okay. I think I have another way of
So
like
you turn the
visualizing
arrow.
that, so I'm going to work on that on the side.
You turn the arrow to the blank spot, and these things now can be rotated, or could they have been rotated beforehand? I'm curious about that.
So I didn't try, but my assumption, because he said that they popped, is that they were
He said that,
stuck,
right?
like
Yeah.
set in place.
Yeah.
And now that this was moved to the blank position, they're able to be rotated.
I'm wondering if you might need 3 solutions, one for each. Like one for the globe, one for the book, one for the fire.
Yeah, so that's where my process is right now. I'm assuming that I need to find a solution and then rotate to the corresponding symbol, and we'll see, see if that's right. But
Sure.
that would be wild if it was that many different solutions out of this one set of letters. I don't know.
Yeah. It's interesting.
So I'm gonna keep at this. I have to
there
like
could be
write
3
this
lines
stuff in a
worth
different
of-
way.
It could be a 3-word phrase, potentially. Yeah.
Many possibilities.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm very
You're good.
bummed that it's not in here. I thought I had it here. It's probably downstairs.
How embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. But they're these colorful but pretty small, kind of just like teacups, tea mugs kind of thing. They're probably about the width of like a hand like that, so you could hold it on the bottom of your hand, like the palm of your hand rather. And they have these really colorful patterns on them. And he puts them all down on the table, and he'll fill up each of them individually, and then just pass them around. And he will kind of walk over to Echo, and he'll just put one next to you. He sees that you're kind of deep in thought in the game.
I think Val takes a sip.
Without taking his eyes off the box, he just sort of mutters, "Thank you."
You're welcome.
Thank you, Oscar. What sort of tea is this? And then Val will take a sip.
This tea, I feel like Oscar's probably a white tea kind of guy. What do you think?
Sure. Yeah. Especially this late at night. You don't want as much caffeine as you. It's poison tea. Thanks, Izzy. Yeah, Val just drinks it.
Yeah, it's he'll say, this is from the Glenburn estate. It's a moonshine Darjeeling white tea.
Oh.
Single origin.
Is it? I'm guessing it's good.
Yeah,
He's not
it's-
asking. I'm asking you.
Yeah, no, it's very good. It's kind of like it's a delicate, clean, smooth, and light-bodied infusion, but it's very aromatic. It just has kind of sweet, fresh, floral, and citric notes to it. But he kind of like starts to go off on it like about it, and he's like, oh well, you see, it's the Camellia sinensis variety of tea. This one was grown about 3,200 feet high in the mountains.
I mean, Val is interested, so he just listens and engages him in conversation and takes his attention if Belly and Mac want to do anything.
If no one stops him, he just continues on, and he's like, it doesn't come at a cheap price, but some of the proceeds go to improve the working conditions, and it goes towards hospitals and schools for the workers' children.
Very good to hear. It'd be very easy to not do something like that. I was like, I know you just looked something up. There it is.
Yeah, that's from my girl Christine at Infused Tea Bar.
There you go. What's Melly and Mac doing?
Mac is pretending to sip on the tea.
Man, it's not.
Would you, if you don't mind me asking, are you pretending because you're like you don't trust it, or just you don't like it, don't want it? Like, is there a reason behind that, or?
I would say it's probably a trust issue. Like, he definitely doesn't. And Oscar gives off an odd vibe, and Mac just doesn't know what to make of it.
So, I feel like a question was asked before before he went to get the tea.
Yes,
I don't have it written down.
Where we dug up that old fossil.
What was that?
That's the only question I could remember.
Yeah, no, I think, yep, that was a question that I do remember being asked. How's Echo doing?
Echo's kind of stuck.
If is time like really lingering here?
I'd say it's probably been a few minutes. Not like a crazy long time, but like a few minutes.
Feel like Oscar's still talking to Vale, and Vale's not going to be rude to him. Otherwise, he part of him wants to just learn what he's telling him, and the other part of him is super curious about what's going on with Echo. So he's just staying with Oscar, so he's not rude.
Okay. Would Echo ask for help, or are you just completely in your own?
I don't think he would.
Okay.
For better or for worse.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Oscar will kind of say to the group, have you encountered anyone from this group of cultists before?
That sounds like the question we had asked. Did we recognize any of the iconography or dress from when we were in Maddogmsd? Because I remember when we got there, we fought the basilisk, and there was a statue, and then we saw the tower thing crash, and there was people investigating that, and then
yeah. So if you remember the group of people who got like absolutely wrecked by the shadow people, you remember that? Anybody? Well,
was it overnight?
It was overnight. Yeah. You kind of watched it from the safety of the room that Melly had lit up.
Yes.
Vaguely.
Yes. Yeah, so just as a reminder for our group, and as a reminder for anyone else who may have forgot, when you were in the actual city, the fallen city of Maddogmsd, I believe you were warned that the shadows come out at night, and it's dangerous.
By Spooky Johnson.
So before nightfall, you found a kind of secluded room in an upstairs to hide out in, and out the window you saw these kind of like shadowy reflections of like elvish figures, and
Yeah.
there were these cultists
Veil
in
did.
these purple robes. Is it just Vale that saw that?
Yeah, that's a night Vale we'll probably never forget for as long as he lives, because that was when he made the deal with
Yeah.
Spooky Johnson, and while everyone was sleeping, Hyla was outside keeping watch,
Yes.
and that's how he saw.
right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I didn't remember that it was just Vale that saw that. But yeah, so I mean, the people who were killed were wearing like similar robes and symbols and as the ones that you fought just yesterday
Okay.
or the day before yesterday.
All right, so then at that question, I think Vale just glances over at Mac and Melly and just then turns back to Oscar and says, "Yes, actually, I believe we saw them in the ruined city of Malaesmere."
He kind of he's the ruined city of Malaesmere. How did you happen upon such a place?
We walked there, Oscar. How do you think we got there?
Yes, of course.
He says it that way, figuring he might appreciate that answer.
Yeah, you see that he does like there's like a visible like kind of smirk when you say that. But what did you find? What were you looking for?
That is a great question. Vale turns and looks at Mac and Melly again.
We were looking for a rare blue chrysanthemum.
A rare blue chrysanthemum. Can you roll a deception check for me?
That is a 10.
All right, so
It's supposed to help break magical curses.
so he kind of looks in Mac's direction, raises an eyebrow, looks back to Vale, and says, that one tells strange stories and doesn't like tea. I don't trust anyone who doesn't like tea. Could you imagine such a thing? And he says it like he said it quietly, but he's right next to all of you, so you all hear that. Like,
Vale just says he has his ways. What kind of a? Can I guess it's an insight check, or just what's Vale's read on him? Does he get like? I mean, I think he's just getting a curious vibe from him, but like, is Vale's like hiding something sense tingling or?
Your hiding something sense is definitely not tingling. You could roll an insight check if you want, but like you could roll an insight check, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I guess that's fair. I don't know.
You could either read someone correctly or read them incorrectly.
It's cocked between a natural 20 and a 2. Whenever you roll. Yeah, 19 plus 5, 24.
Yeah, you could tell that he there's just a genuine like curiosity about him. Like he wants to know and wants to learn. And I mean, you do have the context of like this was a friend of Master Dinois.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like, Vale just says, to be honest, I sort of don't know exactly what we were looking for when we went there. We just felt compelled to go. More than anything. I've always been curious, and he kind of just shrugs, almost like, because I'm an elf. But when we got there, the Empire was doing something. We saw these occultists there as well. Vale just looks like he's off in thought, kind of like in recollection mode. And then again, just glances over at Mac and Melly.
So, this whole time, I think Melly has been taking a sip of her tea, and then, like, adding a sugar cube, and then taking another sip of tea, and then adding another sugar cube, and, like, just, like, taking very quick, short glances at Echo. And I don't think she really has anything to add to the conversation. Your tea is gonna be way too sweet, though.
Especially a white tea. If it was a black tea or a dark tea, then I could see it, but a white tea, ruining it. I feel like Gollum Schmeagol when they wanted to cook the fish. But so he'll just say, well, I do respect a man or an elf or a halfling or woman or whatever. I respect anyone who decides to follow a quest based on faith. You didn't know what you were looking for. You just knew where you needed to be. Very respectable choice.
I guess that's a pretty good way of summing it up, actually.
But the Empire does always seem to be looking for something. Or someone. Or for someone's.
Vale just raises an eyebrow and kind of nods like, yeah.
Do you... I think he will say to you, because maybe he won't pick up on the fact that you're like, yeah, I know. He'll just say, just a word of warning. I have heard stories of the Empire searching for an elf man, 2 halflings, and a human woman. So,
Are you a friend of the Empire? You helping them search? Vale kind of smiles already, kind of knowing the answer, I think.
Yeah, he just says, I'm no friend of the Empire's. They're always sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
Well,
So when he says that, Matt kind of like swirls his tea. Now, is it like, how big of a teacup is this?
Very small.
Okay. And then Mac just like downs it like a shot. Sets it down. And then he kind of just like spins in his chair kind of slowly, like all the way around. And as he does that, like you kind of see like his body and his face like changing. And he just goes back to normal Mac. But
Oh, the
it kind
college
of
juice
looks like
wore off.
it doesn't look like, you know, like a magical spell. It more of looks like kind of like when a werewolf changes to where you just see like actually like if you're looking at him as it's happening, like it's like you can see bones moving and shaping, resizing him basically.
It looks painful.
But strangely enough, it's not.
Melly sets her tea down and does not continue to drink it. Ugh.
It's. I'm supposed to answer obviously as Oscar, but what almost came out of my mouth was, "What's the matter? You no like?"
Oh boy.
But yeah, he'll just kind of he'll just kind of say like, well, how the tables have turned.
The tea was delicious.
I am intrigued and impressed that you were able to hold that up here. Well, I think now would be a good time to take a quick break. So if anybody has any questions or anything, throw them in chat. Yeah, we're doing the thing. There's going to be some questions that'll pop up on screen, so if you want to answer those and throw them in chat, or whether it's the real answer or a silly answer or anything of the sort, we'll be right back in a little bit. Oscar was just talking nonsense, just the tables turned, and you know, Mac, you liked the tea?
Yes, it was good.
Very good. Does anyone want to give Oscar more information or context to why you were traveling in Melismere, or what you found, or anything like that? Or do we want to A, decide to definitely not, or B, pause? And when I say pause, I mean move back to Echo while you decide whether you should give Oscar more information or not.
I think it's echo time personally. But
Okay. In that case.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I have an update.
All right, Mr. Echo.
Okay, so Echo, while messing with the knobs, had realized that while he was looking at them in terms of 2 rows, they could also be read as 3 by turning them 45 degrees at a time instead of 90.
Mm-hmm.
So he found 2 different solutions. So he will start with the first, which gives him the word sun across the top row. He has his suspicions that this may not affect anything at the moment, but what does anything happen upon lining up those 3 letters?
So as you line up those letters and get the word sun, on the main, I don't know if I'd call it the main puzzle page, but the original puzzle piece, the bottom left corner below the flame pops up to reveal a compartment, and in that compartment you find
A monster.
yeah, everybody roll for initiative. No. You find more tokens that kind of look like that game piece that you had. And they appear to be just kind of like visually inspecting them. They look like tokens of like elementals, you know, that kind of thing. There's a flame, anthropomorphic flame thing, water one, and then one that appears to be like earth or mountainous or dirt.
Okay. Okay. The next thing that Echo's going to do is going to take those tokens and kind of put them to the side. He is going to rotate the knobs again so that the center row reads reason. REASON.
Very nice. Yeah, so with that, the top left corner will kind of pop up, and that will open up yet another compartment, and there will be more tokens in there. If I could bring up the tokens. I wish you could stage tokens in this. You know, like
Yes.
if I could have a little section that was like, these are all the ones that I need, but I have to search them all individually before I use them, or have them on the map, which obviously.
Remember map tools, I was able to do that for our Dragon of Icefire Peak.
I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just, you know.
Yeah. It was tricky.
What on earth? Alright, so there is. Why can't I find? This will do. There's another token. This one seems to be that of a dragon. And
Is that a silver?
it's supposed to be platinum,
Okay.
but you know how it is. Okay. Another one appears to be some sort of fiendish monster.
Interesting.
And
That's a scary looking guy.
yeah. Why is this one so much like the resolution is so much worse on this one than the other ones? But this one appears to be some sort of mage or someone using magic.
Okay. I think Echo probably recognizes. Well, I know that I recognize 2 out of the 3. And I would imagine Echo probably would have some idea. The only one I don't recognize immediately off the cuff is the one doing magic. Is there a possibility that Echo would know who this was right offhand?
Why don't you roll a history check?
Okay. Oh, 17.
So
I only get a +1 to those.
so I will say you would kind of realize that it's not necessarily supposed to be a specific individual, as it is just like basically a representation of humans or really any non-godlike or anti-godlike race with the ability to possess magic.
Okay, so
Practice
through interesting. So the connecting there's a few, possible themes, but it appears to be sort of like gods, either gods, demons, and humans, or gods. What do you call, like, prime deities and what would you call them? I guess, like, because the evil deities
The
are also
betrayer
prime
gods?
deities. Yeah, it could be the. Yeah. Okay. Do those tokens I would assume that since there are 4 spots, that there are probably 2 more solutions, but there could be other things that activate those spots in the corner. So those are the only 2 solutions I have at the moment. Okay. All right. Does it seem like those tokens might, like, fit anywhere on here, or maybe the do they look like they might be about the same size as those little knobs?
Oh shoot, I wasn't muted. I'm so sorry. As the knobs, like, on the other side,
Yeah.
they're
Just out of
probably
curiosity.
they're probably a little bit smaller. I'd say they're a little bit smaller
Okay.
than the knobs.
And there's nowhere, like, immediately offhand that it seems like they might fit.
I would say, like, trial and error. You could see.
Okay.
And,
Let's see.
putting your Sphynx token on there too, because it's the same size and style and type.
Is there any chance? I assume this wouldn't read this way because it's like 3 rows, and I don't know if that would work, but I just got another possible solution, the word sand along the bottom row. But I think I would assume that that's a no.
That one is a no.
Okay. All right, then. So the only 3 faces that I know I can currently interact with are the face that we've been finding tokens in, the you know what, actually, now that I say that, am I able to pull that top face off again? Does that remove, or is it kind of locked in place now that the knobs are moved?
It seems to be kind of locked in place now.
Okay. All right, on the Sphynx face, is there anything that might suggest a place that these little tokens may fit?
So all right, so I'll say this, like, as you kind of just take the Sphynx token and start to like look around and feel around, you notice that like when you put it anywhere along like this, it kind of sticks to it.
Interesting.
Like almost like they're like it's magnetized, even though it's wood, it kind of sticks to it.
Oh. Oh. I think I see. Interesting. That is fascinating. Okay, so I think then... All right, I think then Echo's probably going to start fiddling around with this and arranging things in... arranging things along here.
Sure. Do you want us to pan to the other side of the room as you continue this?
I think so, because otherwise it's going to be a lot of like, does this do anything? Does this do anything? And I think it would probably make more sense to, to try some other stuff out.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So, the other side of the room, you guys, yeah, I mean, are you asking any questions? Are you trying to learn any information from Oscar? Or are you trying to, like, what are you doing? And Vale, he's not necessarily like engaged with you. He's kind of just like, I know you felt like you felt I don't know the word for it. Nap trapped is what comes to mind, which is when like your pet or a small human is taking a nap on you and you can't move. You felt like the conversation and social version of that.
I mean, from every impression I've gotten from Mac and Melly, they're just either just standing there looking at Echo, or they're just not interested in conversation. So it's insanely awkward right now. He just keeps like looking at the two of you, and you're just like,
So
like
Mac
flat-faced
is
back.
Mac is actually gonna ask Oscar a question.
Sure.
So you mentioned that the Empire was looking for some people. Do you know who they have in town that's new and looking?
This is an interesting question. Well, while I don't pay too much attention to everything that happens in town, I do try to notice the big things. I had heard that the amount of guards had increased. As well as this one in particular. Wears fancier armor and what were they calling him? The inhibitor, the exhibitor, the inquisitor. The inquisitor, I believe. Someone higher up on the proverbial food chain.
You know where he's staying?
I don't pay that close attention to things. I have no business knowing where he's staying. It is no benefit to me.
Understandable. Wasn't sure if you sold him any of these wondrous trinkets that you have.
No, I didn't sell him anything. Although a guard did come by, asked if I had seen a group, an elf, human woman, and 2 halflings. I said, I get all sorts of customers in here. I'm an old man. How could you expect me to remember details like this? And they left me alone.
Yeah, it's been ages since the last time I saw Halfling.
Indeed. Ah, the second infusion's probably ready. And he'll pour Mac a new glass. If Vale's finished or ready for a second, he'll pour you a new one.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at Melly with like a...
Yes, I'll have another glass.
Would you prefer sugar water?
Oh, no, sorry.
He'll pour you a glass, and then he will kind of like mosey on over to Echo, and he will pour Echo another glass. If Echo is finished. And then he'll pour himself last, and you see him put a little bit more water in the pot. And he sits down happy with himself and takes another sip. So I'll just say, oh, you know, the flavors come out even better in the second infusion a lot of the time. It all depends on the varietal of the leaf, really. But some of them you can't really do a second infusion with. Some of them you can, but the ones that you can't, you tend to notice a lot more of the notes and the flavors just tend to come around more. It's a bit more slap you in the face the second time around.
Love a good tea with a kick.
Or a slap.
Indeed.
Like a kick, but with a hand.
That is, yes. So you and Master Dino get to spend a lot of time together, do you?
Not as much as I'd like, but yes, he's a very good friend. Known him for a long time.
What sort of things do you talk about, if you don't mind me asking?
All sorts of things. Talk about the weather, talk about current events, past events, tea. Talk a lot about tea.
What kind of tea does he like?
You probably noticed, sorry, real quick,
Oh.
you probably noticed that as you brought up like this point of conversation, Echo did like turn his attention over towards you guys, and as he started saying, you know, just like tea and whatever, and he just like turns back and keeps working on the box.
Then a little while, we did ask him if he knew where he was, and he said no, right?
Yeah, he said no, but he had brought over the box and asked him to watch it for him, and if someone came by looking for it, it was for them.
How long ago did he give you that box? It was 3 weeks or something like that, wasn't it? When
Yeah.
he left the temple?
It must have been 3 or 4 weeks ago at this point. 3.5, maybe. So, did you find anything interesting on the cultists? Any trinkets?
Any trinkets? Is that what you said?
Trinkets.
Oh man, I wrote down the loot. Hold on.
I mean, there was this one gooey purple coin. It
Did you
feels like it's
say-
slime in your hands, but yet it's solid.
Gooey coin?
The coin, Melly will reach into the bag of holding and take it out. Yeah, it's very familiar. Do either of you mind if I show?
Go right ahead.
Melly will hold it out for Oscar to see.
Hmm.
You can hold it if your hand would like, but it doesn't feel very.
takes it. Puts it on the table and spins it. And as it's spinning, he just says, "This is a very bad omen. That token. It's like an emblem or a badge, a key. It's a representation of Tharizdun. It's nothing."
I also found this. He takes out the scrap of an old banner that you had said. Hands it to him.
Yeah, so as you hand him that, he like looks at it and has kind of like a familiar look and just cocks his head and is like, And did you like offer it to him for him to like grab, or just kind of like to he'll take it. And as he touches it, you kind of see him just kind of like, he looks at it and just has this kind of like spacey look to him as he just stares at this cloth and clenches it kind of tight. And you see like there's almost like wrinkles that form in the spot where he has it. And after, a few moments, he kind of looks up, like realizing that he's still in front of three people very much staring directly at him. He'll kind of iron out the cloth with his hand, put it down on the table, like kind of fold it and slide it back to you, and he'll say, "This was with this was on one of those cultists?"
I don't remember if it was on one of them, but
Well, yeah, like they were carrying it.
Yes, they had. This was with them.
That's very strange.
When you looked at the
It's
ashes as we...
Sorry, continue.
When you looked at the ashes, when you saw the ashes, you could tell that they succeeded at something.
Yes.
I feel like you know a lot, Oscar. He just says it kind of matter-of-factly, and
Sometimes I feel like I know a lot, and sometimes I feel like I forget more than I know. This banner. This is from one of the battles in the Calamity.
I thought that might be the case.
Well, you know your history very well.
Studied some things. I feel like it's been around some magic, too.
Well,
Perhaps even... maybe... divination? Darker things, though?
during the Calamity, well, the betrayer gods tried to destroy everything. It changed many things. It changed magic itself. Changed the landscape. Some men women, others were well, they chose to fight along the side of evil. There's a lot of black and white in life. There's a lot of gray. A lot of black and white too, but mostly gray. The Calamity was not gray. Calamity was black and white. People chose the side of evil. When the gods themselves are on the lands and fighting side by side with you, magic is going to rub off. Even now, behind the divine gates, there are clerics, there are warlocks, there are those that are able to become very powerful from taking some of the power of a god. Now they're limited to much more than they were then. They're only a fraction as powerful as they were then.
I think that whole paragraph, Vale just looks at Melly.
Ellie's looking right back at him.
Yeah.
So, whoever had this, they were present during that war.
Not necessarily. They could have found it. Could have been passed down in their family. They could have scavenged it, taken it from a museum.
You think they could have needed it for whatever ritual they were trying to do?
That is a possibility. I seem to remember you had a book you wanted me to read.
Did we?
Let's see it.
Oh, the
Yeah.
spell book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
I was a little too much in Oscar's head that I completely forgot. That's where we ended last session.
Just do be careful. Don't touch it directly. It
Binding is fragile.
may have caused some poisonation.
Okay, so as Oscar kind of focuses on that, let's pan back to Echo.
Okay, so I have some thoughts. I've been like moving some things around, but I have a couple of ideas of what these tokens might represent, since they are able to stick to this this face of it. So my first question is, do the tokens stick in place if they are overlaid on the symbols?
They do. They do. It seems to be anywhere on that piece that you were able to take out and pop back in.
Okay. So the first thing that Echo would do is take the pieces that are like those three different beings, not the elemental beings, but the other three, the human, the demon, and the platinum dragon. He's going to try to place the platinum dragon over the globe of Alexandria. He's going to place the demon over the flame. He's going to place the human over the book. If nothing happens, he is then also going to take the Sphynx and place it over the blank spot, just to see if anything happens.
Nothing seems to happen.
Okay. Then I think what his thought process is, I think this is probably about the time that he would start getting a little You start getting a little impatient.
I would say that the dude who you had all the way on the left, the kind of fiendish thing that you you said almost reminded you of a betrayer god. When you went to remove it from the flame, it was kind of stuck on. Now you could pop it off, if you chose
But it
to use
feels
a little bit more
almost
force.
like it's like that's kind of where it feels like it's supposed to be, or at least it's holding tight.
Mm-hmm.
I think then noticing that he would probably try a couple other things. So first would be the Sphynx on the book, just to see if anything happens. It doesn't. I don't know. Try to see if he feels the same thing.
You do not.
Okay. Then I would think Mr. Dragon over the book, although that doesn't necessarily feel quite right.
I'm sorry, hold on one second.
All right.
All right.
Update on the doggo front. He has laid down and has stopped panting and stopped shaking.
Good.
That's good.
So we're doing good over here.
Poor little
We're all
pup.
fine here now. Situation normal. This is an interesting puzzle.
Yeah, I have a few different ideas of what these things represent, but like first I was like, all right, well that idea's out the window, and then the one stuck. So now I'm like, well, okay. I think all my ideas are wrong then. Wait a minute.
Well, two tokens look like they could fit on the fire.
Yeah, I
The
might
Earth
have
one
just
could be
had.
Earth, but you have an idea.
Yeah, I had put the human on the book, but now I'm wondering
Human should be on
if
the
human
Earth.
should be on Alexandria.
I think you're onto something there.
I was one step away in my thinking because I had two different layouts for what this face looked like. And I think I might have been off by one step on both of them. It's kind of like, I'm almost there, and then almost there. Like overcorrected one way or the other. But let's, let's see.
Where did you put the Sphynx both times? Didn't you put it on two separate
first,
places?
Yeah, the Sphynx I had put in the blank spot at first.
Mm-hmm.
And the second time I had put it over the book.
The Sphynx. I'm sorry. Give me
This from Tasha's. I'm looking it up now. I'm just kidding. Pulling up D&D Beyond.
No, I just think I wrote something down wrong, and I want to make sure that's correct before we continue forward. I'm just trying to figure that out. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all good.
Cool puzzle box design.
Mm-hmm.
We should figure out how to build it in real life.
Originally, I had someone who was supposed to 3D print it, and then it ended up not happening, which is one of the reasons I had to cancel that one time.
That would have been way too much. Holy smokes.
Like, here
My
you go,
plan
Evan.
was to
Figure this out.
my plan was to reach out to Krista and be like, all right, I need you to, like, at this moment, knock on Evan's door and hand this to him, but it didn't work.
It's
out.
actually funny that you say that, because as the box was being introduced tonight, she had knocked on the door, but we were in the middle of doing like RP, so I couldn't answer it, and I like muted the thing, and I was like, hello, and then she had left. But she did not bring me a puzzle box. She brought me Darkberry Dr. Pepper. This stream brought to you by Darkberry Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah.
I'm not usually a soda guy, but I have a soft spot for Dr. Pepper, and this seems like a fun one. And she just bought it for me for no reason, which was very sweet.
It's the
And it's
exception.
Darkberry. It fits the theme of our our campaign right now.
Yeah, the dark vibe.
So the Sphynx does fit in that spot.
Over the book?
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
The human, however, does not.
Okay.
You had messaged me before about possibly rolling for information. Would you still like to do that?
I think I would, just to, like, because I obviously don't have all of the knowledge that Echo has, and vice versa. So I would like to roll for information to see if there are things in that would be completely intuitive to somebody who lived in this world and had gone through what Echo had gone through, that would not be intuitive to me.
So yeah, why don't you roll a history check?
All right, here we go. Basically a straight roll. Love it. It's an 18.
It's an 18.
That's so awesome.
Very nice. I think that it makes sense. So just kind of like the amount of time that you spent like looking over this board and paying attention to like the tokens that you've been given, as well as the engravings that are like either on it itself. You think back to the first dungeon that you guys ever went to as a group, and you remember that in this dungeon, it kind of told the story of Alexandria in murals and paintings on the walls, and you remember the kind of the three ages that there were, and those being the founding, which was the creation of Alexandria itself, you know, from the void to this actual livable place with these primordial beings, and you know, eventually God's creating people, and then the Age of Arcanum, where magic was basically taught to the people as a means of them improving their lives and defending themselves and such, ending with the calamity, which, you know, I think you spent a lot of time kind of, or we spent a lot of time talking about the calamity in this campaign of essentially betrayer gods against you know, the prime deities. Yeah, thank you. And one kind of the betrayer gods against the prime deities, you know, almost kind of destroying the world itself until the divine gate was created to hold all of them back and basically make gods have way less of an effect on the world as a whole. Roll another history check for me.
Okay. That seems a lot more expected. It's a 5.
Okay. There was the possibility of a bonus, but I'm gonna leave the bonus out for now.
that's completely fair with the 5. Okay, so with that, I think Echo kind of puts together that these symbols represent the different ages, because the Alexandria piece you said has, does it have a certain continent highlighted or anything like that? It's just an image of the planet. Like, does it look post calamity? Like, would it make sense for him to assume that symbol represents the calamity?
It's more of like the void of Alexandria, and you see what maybe is like almost reminiscent of Wildemount, but you're not entirely positive because it does look kind of different.
Okay, interesting.
Let me give you one more of these two.
I thought there was one missing.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so the okay, so I mixed them up. So we've got the founding, which is the Alexandria. We have the Age of Arcanum, which is the book. We have the Calamity, which is the flame. Presumably. Okay. So, and I believe I had put Bahamut over the founding, and he did not want to live there, I think.
Did not.
Okay. So the thing is that there's a lot of elements here, and only one spot for a world. So there's definitely some options here. All right, I think I'm going to take the human and place her above the Sphynx in that center ring to see if it feels like maybe she belongs there.
Yep. She stays.
Okay. I think I'm missing pieces, because I think the next thing Echo would do is take these elemental pieces and see if they find purchase at the founding, or in front of the founding. Well, I guess that's not really fair for me to say, like, just try it for a while and see what happens.
I mean, I think that's kind of fair to say, but
okay,
really fair.
I do that.
Of course, if you don't know what's going on, you're gonna think her.
Yeah, I think Echo do that.
All right. So I would say, how about I just do this then? The earth elemental.
It's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. Here's to stay. You end up with something kind of like this.
Okay.
Did I say that you were missing one? I was mistaken. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I assume there's more solutions I have to find. I think I would like, just because I haven't done this and I only have this one piece left at the moment, I want to try Bahamut on the top spot, the blank spot. No.
Nothing happens. Yeah.
Okay. Then only because I feel like it's cheating for him to just like, let me see what I've been.
I don't know
think
that
I'm
it
gonna
is, but
I mean, it's only because if I had the box in front of me and I felt that that was the thing, that's absolutely what myself and Echo would do. It's just
Yeah.
like, regardless of the, like, that's the fun of it. I think that's what he would do. So he's gonna do that with Bahamut.
sure. Yeah.
Just slowly move it around that circle until it feels like it kind of snaps into place.
Yep. So it snaps into place on that kind of bottom right position. And in this position, it stays. And as you kind of you see it there, it reminds you a little bit of the some of this story of Alexandria itself, and you remember hearing about the first protectors who were metallic dragons of Alexandria, and they essentially were created to safeguard the gentler races. When the creators and then some of the prime deities were at war with the primordials.
Okay.
And as you have all of these other pieces on the board, there's this bottom right piece pops up. And here you get one of these nasty, sketchy lich boys.
Looks like those guys from Star Wars Episode 3.
Yeah, it does. They're supposed to be like the arch or the red wizards of Fae, I believe.
Yes. Okay.
But
Creepy blokes.
yeah, they're very weird people.
They're very weird.
They're very strange people.
Here we are.
Let's see. You also get. Alright, I might have to break out an old fan favorite.
Oh no.
Do you know what it is?
I have no idea, but I want to make it sound like I do. Oh no, don't do it, Josh. Anyone but that.
Just
You're
because
gonna
I
draw
don't.
one, aren't you?
Oh wow! I wish I
also a
could,
fan
honestly.
favorite. little stick boy. Here's a token.
I'm just scrolling through the Rolodex of this'll do. Get
Oh my.
this shadowy, voidy, nasty nothing boy. And
You said there's 3 more tokens? Or just those 2?
there are more than those 2. I'm procuring the rest of them. I'm sorry. I know this is dragging on.
It's mostly my fault, so it's fine.
It's
Pretty
not your
complex
that's
puzzle.
not your fault. Yeah, exactly. It's a very. It's not an easy puzzle. Simple puzzle, I guess, is a better word for it. Why can't I find what I'm looking for?
Start singing the U2 song, maybe it'll work. There she is.
Yeah, you have basically a depiction of like void, a depiction of some sort of goddess, like trying to represent like some form of good, I would say. A nasty, lichy, very clearly evil mage type boy. And here, we'll use this one for fun, because there actually is not a token for what I was looking for. And one of these little guys, which it's I'll just say that you remember this because this it's an easy puzzle. Skelly was able to spell mousetraps instantly.
Thanks, Skelly.
But you see that this one that is, it's a Kruthic, but what it actually is one of those creatures that you fought alongside what the heck is his name? How am I blanking on his name now?
Freeman?
Freeman. Thank you, Jake. Someone you fought, so one of those things that you fought alongside
Correspond.
Correspond?
Freeman. It was a Correspond. Do you remember the story with Correspond?
Ricky was telling us
A
about
little.
bone structure.
Correspond. It's essentially it was like a nasty, horrible creature that they're known as like offspring of the Calamity. So they're it's like a subterranean breed of just servants, foot soldiers, and lieutenants of elder evils that were awakened in the depths by the cataclysmic events of the betrayer gods and their minions.
Okay, so I'm Echo's definitely going to start moving some tokens around, and I think what he's going to do is place an evil wizard next to the good wizard as the magic started getting yucky.
It sticks.
The Correspond at the Calamity, but I have a feeling this isn't where he goes, but it's where my brain's feeling it.
It does not stick.
Okay, then the one immediately afterwards.
And
And-
that's exactly where it fits.
I want to put this goddess at the Calamity then, because it is where they had clashed.
Yep. It clicks in place.
And this
Fields.
void, I'm assuming Echo holding the coin of the void, placing it in the top, sits straight up, and his eyes open wide, and he turns. The coin. The slimy coin, where is it?
Doesn't Oscar have it?
he left it spinning on the table, and you'll notice that
Oh.
it's actually still spinning.
Melly will jump up, snatch it off the counter, and give it to Echo. Here.
Echo takes the coin and His hand is shaking a little bit. And he places the representation of Tharizdun above the void.
Yeah, as you place the... Sorry,
Hazard.
I forgot to make it.
It's just so wonderful that it says hazard.
As you place the goopy, milky, black, void, nothingness coin on the top space that you know to be a representation of the chained oblivion. It sticks in place, and that top right spot pops open, and we're gonna pick up from there next week.
Aww.
Because it's close to ending time, and I think that's such a better spot to end.
9:30. That's not close to ending time.
I have to strongly protest.
Ew.
Not that it
Good
matters,
golly.
but
Your request to end has been denied. All right, so it pops open, and what do we see?
I hope it's just like a little cupcake that says "Happy Birthday." It's like I didn't forget Master Dino. And
It's a yellow rubber ducky. Just
it's a 2 gold gift certificate to the salad place.
Oh man.
the Wendy's wings.
really, that's all you. That's
it. Gotta keep
Oh, he
them wanting
did
more.
remember. Laugh track just gets louder and louder.
I want it to
Oh,
be
God.
confetti. Like,
Yeah,
it just opens up, it's just confetti
Yeah.
bomb.
A little spell that just says congratulations.
It's just magic mouth. The word congratulations over and over.
You have completed the puzzle. Please put all of the pieces back in the appropriate boxes. Yeah, no, we're gonna end there. I'm sorry. I think it's a better cliffhanger than having you actually finish it. So everybody, I'm sorry. Feel free to post on Twitter and comment on this video and be like, wow, Josh is a jerk. I can't believe he did this cliffhanger. But what I also would really like to know is, Jake, you are muted if you tried to say something out loud.
No, I tried to mouth twitter.com as you asked us to go to Twitter and call you a jerk.
So what I would like you to do is, when this video comes out on YouTube, if you could comment what you think is in that last thing, I think that'd be cool. But otherwise, yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight. We love you. We appreciate you. And time for a Kill Josh chant.
He's not trying to kill Val this time. All right.
Feel free to drop us a follow if you had fun here tonight, and if you want to know what happens next, drop us a subscribe if you're on YouTube, and do all the comment and like and subscribes and join the Discords and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, otherwise we will see you next time, and be excellent to each other.